Get on that Komodo, ride that Komodo all the way around the town.
But it'd be nice to take a Komodo to the Galapagos. And then that's
Take it
how
to
you
dinner?
get around.
Is that how you take it out for a snack and a cosmopolitan?
Didn't they eat Sharon Stone's husband's toe?
Welcome to another episode of 3 Minute Critics.
Hi.
I'm Eric.
I'm Tony. Today, tonight, tomorrow,
Whenever
on
it
3
is.
Minute Critics.
What are we doing?
We're going to be reviewing a film on Netflix called The Dig, rated PG-13.
Brand new.
Starring Carey Mulligan
Yes.
and Ray Fiennes. And it was directed by Simon Stone.
It was.
And Eric is going to tell us what this film is about.
I'd love to. In May 1939, as Europe lurched towards war, amateur excavator and archaeologist Basil Brown is hired to dig up huge amounts of earth on Edith Pretty's property in Suffolk, England, unearthing the skeleton of an 88-foot ship dating back to the Anglo-Saxon
Was that 88 feet
period.
that you just demonstrated?
Not to scale.
Roughly.
So yeah, there's some interesting stuff going on
That
here.
sounds like the worst premise for a film.
Well, let's talk
Let's
about
dig
it.
into it. Let's put 3 minutes on the clock, shall
Let's.
we? Goom.
And Tony, your thoughts on The Dig?
This was an interesting film. It started off and it really grabbed me. When this
Okay.
film
Why so?
It's a
I'm
windshield
foggy.
wipers.
Yeah, I'm a little-
I felt like this was a very unique premise.
It was.
And the
It is.
the story was unique. The characters were kind of different.
Mm.
And let me just start off by saying, Ray Fiennes, is that guy
Hey,
ever anything but fantastic?
No, he's brilliant no matter what he does.
He's so good in this film.
You could give
as
him
well.
anything,
He
and he would
draws you in immediately
kill.
without doing very much of anything. There's something about his presence on screen that is really
Captivating
compelling
at all times.
and he did a fantastic job. Now,
He
this movie rolls along with this strange premise, and for me, it does get to a point where the rolling becomes a little slow.
slow
and again,
roll.
You know, it feels like
Roll.
lately everything we've watched has had the shittiest soundtrack. And this one is no different. I hated the music in this film.
I understand. I
There
can
are
see
some
that.
good things about this film. There are some sucky things about this film. I'm a little on the fence. What'd you think?
I would agree that there are some sucky things about this film.
Okay, but you don't agree about the good?
There are also some sucky things about this film.
None of the good?
No, I will agree that it did start off with a great premise.
It was interesting.
If The Dig was more about The Dig, it would be great. But this movie starts off with
Yeah,
the characters
I hear
of
that.
Carey Mulligan and Ray Fiennes.
And you don't really go there.
And you don't go there.
Yeah.
All of a sudden,
You're right.
about halfway through this film, you have all these subplots. You
Yeah.
have the other excavators coming in, and then there's kind of a love story going
Right.
on.
And it
then
feels like
there's
it's gonna go one of those directions.
And then there's the Carey Mulligan's son, and then his thing about space. And all of a sudden, it's like 6 different stories.
and none of those stories really pan out.
and none of them are interesting.
Well, I disagree with that. I think that
The
a lot
Dig
of them
is-
are interesting. I think that the subplot of the cousin, of Carey Mulligan's cousin, with the woman who's the
No,
archaeologist who
it's
comes
too
in, I
late.
think
It comes
that's
in way
interesting.
too
No, I
late.
think all that stuff's good, but they don't tie them together in any way, and none of them have really the emotional weight of the relationship between Ray Fiennes and Carey Mulligan.
And The Dig. With
And The Dig,
yeah.
right.
And
Those- that would've
because
been a great
there's
triangle
some
to follow.
Right out of the gate, this is a really strong, interesting idea, and it's really presented
Right,
well to
that's
begin
the
with.
way
It
I
was very
felt,
exciting. And
too.
then partway through, all of a sudden, Ray Fiennes disappears for a little
Yeah,
bit, and
and
you're
then
like,
he-
where the hell's
yeah.
the best character?
Yeah, he's so good that when he's gone in this film, it does slow down. I also liked some of the directorial things, though, that the director did with where you hear them talking in the scene and there's dialogue, but you don't see them saying the words, and then he catches
Yeah.
up and they're saying the words. That was kind of interesting.
But then I
That
didn't
kind of
like how
surreal
it just
element I
seemed
liked.
like you just jumped from one story to another,
You are
and
so
none
fogged.
of them. It doesn't matter because this was a foggy story. I felt like I wanted to be buried by The Dig.
No, I
didn't-
was closer to liking it than you were. I had some things about this film that kept me coming back to it, and I liked the cinematography.
I just wanted to be buried 6 feet below.
We had a
the
little
earth.
horn.
That was the horn.
We experienced a little horn.
That's
and
all right.
on 3 Minute Critics,
What does that mean?
when we experience a horn, it means it's time to rate our film on a 5-star scale. And Eric, Foggy Boy, is going to start.
lot of potential with this film, and I will agree with Tony that Ray Fiennes and,
dude's amazing.
and Carey Mulligan
She
did
was good, too.
a really good job for the character. But I just think this plot just goes sideways.
It does.
It had such potential.
It did.
And there are there's a lot of good supporting cast in here too, but they just don't give them a whole heck of a lot to work with.
Yeah, all the performances were
This
good.
was 2 hours, and by an hour in, I'm like, oh my God. And then an hour and a half, I'm like, oh my God.
And the music does not help.
And with 20 minutes to go, I'm like, maybe there's 18 minutes worth of credits and I'll get out of this. But I did not dig Doug. And I give this two out of 5 stars. Tony!
Did you?
Yes!
Did you prep to dig Doug?
No, I just dig the Doug, and I dug the dig.
Would you give it 2?
No, I did. I give 2.
Okay. I'm pretty much in agreement. I didn't dislike it as much as Eric did. I thought there were things that were redeeming about this film. It gets really close to being very interesting in the character studies of the characters played by Ray Fiennes and Carey Mulligan. Those things are good. There's not enough of those things.
Not enough.
And the cinematography is interesting, and there's some interesting directorial, stylistic stuff that happens.
Yes.
Other than that, I do agree with Eric. And man, the music, it was driving me bonkers. I wanted to throw a brick at my television just to stop the sound of that horrific soundtrack.
Carey Mulligan.
Ray Fiennes, what a brilliant actor. But unfortunately, this film was 2.5 stars for me.
And that's
pretty close.
That's a half better than.
You are so foggy.
I can't see through the fog. All right, well,
you don't have to because we're done.
Since my wipers are clearly not working, that is it.
Check
we're done.
Your fuses, baby.
Done for this episode.
Check your fuses.
Thank you for watching. I would love for you to share your comments, like our videos, and subscribe down below.
Do all those for us.
Until next time, we are the
3-Minute Critics. Brioche.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a fan of the brioche.
Oh, brioche.
Brioche.